In this mini lecture, we'll talk about navigating COM 101. So welcome to Communications 101 Effective Speaking Virtual. The primary focus of this course is defining public communication or public speaking. It is a required course across the college. In addition, the Pennsylvania Department of Education requires all students to take a basic communication course as part of their general education requirements. My name is Deb Stover, and I will be your instructor for this course. I am an adjunct instructor at the Harrisburg and virtual campuses, teaching COM 101 as well as interpersonal communication within the communications discipline. So in this lecture, as you can see from the screen, I have up our D2L course shell. And so I'd like to walk you through some stuff that's going to be important for you to be able to navigate COM 101. First, we'll talk about coursework. For this course, all coursework will be completed online, including your speeches. Speeches will be recorded in the Pearson Media Share software, and you will need to have a webcam. All written work will be due online using D2L. Now, if you are new to D2L, please consider completing the D2L tutorials. They are located on your D2L homepage. You will note that all HACC courses have D2L course shells, even if they are face-to-face courses. Now, it is best to view D2L in Mozilla Firefox or Chrome, both of which can be downloaded for free. When you first enter our course, you will want to look at the news item first. I will post weekly announcements, and you should be prepared for several hours of work each week online, as well as reading the textbook. So let's talk a little bit about the textbook. The textbook required for this course contains an access code to the Pearson MyCommLab site. The link for this site will be located as a widget on our homepage. So if you were to scroll down our homepage, you would be able to find that widget. Now, in order to set up MyCommLabs Plus, you are going to need the access code that is provided with your textbook. It's very important that you purchase this textbook either at one of our HACC campus bookstores, or you can purchase just the access code in D2L, and you would do that online. You will find some instructions on how to do that. Now, I am not going to be able to solve all of your technical problems, so you should keep some numbers for technical assistance handy. You can find those numbers in the Start Here module under the Navigating COM 101 course, which is basically a script of what I'm sharing with you right now. So let's take a look at the course structure in D2L. On the first day of the course, you're going to want to start in the Start Here folder. So let's just first look at our home page. We have our course home. You'll see this across the top is the navigation bar. There's content, assessments, communication, and resources. There's also a widget in the content browser, and you can access all content for the course that way as well. What I'm going to do is go into the content and let you take a look at what that looks like. You'll notice on the left-hand side there are modules that are separated week by week. You'll also find at the bottom resources for the speeches as well as the assignments that happen throughout the course. So where you're going to want to start is up here at the top, and the Start Here Introduction to Effective Speaking. Now, I have organized the course to have modules, and then each module contains submodules. The first submodule is an overview. Here you can find an overview of what's going to be happening for the week, as well as a checklist to help you track your weekly task completion. And this checklist also contains a looking ahead section so that you can anticipate upcoming activities and assignments. The next submodule is lesson content. The lesson content provides instruction about the chapter or chapters in the text covered during the week. It contains mini lectures, PowerPoints, and supplemental resources. Now, I will say that for some weeks the lesson content has more information, and for some weeks it has less information. For the lesson content, anytime that I do have just a PowerPoint, I also try to provide that in PDF format in case you do not have PowerPoint. So you will often see a mini lecture, and that's with the PowerPoint. You'll have just the PowerPoint using PowerPoint as well as the PowerPoint as a PDF. So you'll actually see three different files that are basically the same thing. So don't become overwhelmed if you see a lot of information in the course content. After the course content, you'll find activities and assignments. And this is the submodule that contains specific assignments for the week, as well as videos or other media to support the weekly lesson. Anytime there's a speech assignment or if there are discussion assignments, you will find that in the activities and assignments submodule. The final section is called questions and comments. This is where there will be links if you have questions about course content, course assignments, as well if you have questions about course technology. Now, these discussions are not graded, and they're just an opportunity for you to be able to post questions, and I will look at this on a regular basis, but it's also important as a member of this class that you look at these on a regular basis. Someone may have a question that you are able to answer, and the purpose of this is to foster a classroom community. So for each module, for each week, you will find the submodules, and they are all organized in the same way. If we return to the top of the home page, we'll take a look at the navigation bar. You're going to find the Content tab. That's what I use to get to the course content. The next tab is Assessments. In the Assessments, you'll find a link to all the drop boxes. All outlines and assignments will be submitted to the Dropbox. You'll find grades. There is one quiz that's required in the first week for this course, and you will also find all the rubrics that are available. I do grade all speeches and outlines from a rubric, and so you'll want to become familiar with those. In the Communications tab, you will be able to find all of the discussions. You'll also be able to find email. You will have access to the email for all members of our class. As I said previously, when you open up the D2L and you get onto our homepage, you're going to want to check the news section. So returning now to the course home, you can take a look at that. Right now there is no news to display, but if there was a news item, you would find that there. I'd also like to direct your attention to the calendar. In the calendar, you will find due dates for every assignment, every module. Anything that is due is listed in the calendar, so you'll want to keep that as a quick reference. Now, discussions are an integral part of the online class, and there are 7 graded discussions throughout the semester. And we can go ahead and take those up and take a look at them. You're going to find links to the discussions in the weekly module to which they are assigned, as well as in this Communication tab on the navigation bar. You are expected to post your initial discussion by Thursday of the week that it's due, no later than 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you're also going to be required to respond to 3 of your peers by Sunday of that week at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you should, of course, familiarize yourself with the grading rubric for the discussion posts, which is located in the grade section of each discussion, as well as in the assignment tab. I showed previously, if you go to the assignment tab and go to rubrics, it will display all of the rubrics that are used for the course, and there's a list of them. As a HACC student, you have email through D2L and Hawkmail, and it is important that you check the email regularly. I do check my email on a regular basis. Basically, my policy is that I will respond to emails within 24 hours, Monday through Friday. I also check my email during the weekend, but I cannot guarantee a 24-hour response, but I do promise to be as timely as possible. Okay, I'm going to go back to the course home. Now for speeches and assignments, Speeches are briefly explained in the syllabus and in great detail in the course content in D2L. Now, each speech does have multiple components or assignments that are due with it. You're going to find more in-depth instructions in the Speech Assignment Resources and Guidelines module, which again you can find under Content. So if we go to Content, we will find the module that is for speech resources and assignments, and it will break each speech down into each individual speech. And all of this information is also available in the module, in the weekly module in the week that it is due, as well as in the week right before it's due, so that you have a very easy way to access this information. In here you're going to find guidelines, you'll find rubrics, you'll find outline examples. Now, another assignment you're going to have is to watch speech, and that can be done online or in person. This is called a speech critique assignment. And you will also be required to watch your own speech in MediaShare and then complete a self-assessment. Now, one special note I'd like to make before ending is that any college classroom has certain norms and expectations for behavior, and an online classroom is no different. I certainly expect that you will all conduct yourselves with restraint and respect for all of our class members. When posting to discussion or commenting about speeches in MediaShare, I expect you to be helpful and analytical, yet courteous and respectful. Now, I will delete any comments or posts with inappropriate language or of a demeaning nature, and I will make the decision about that. And so as a general rule, let's all treat each other as we want others to treat us. So hopefully this gives you a little bit of an idea of what our course looks like in D2L. There are always numerous ways to find information, and of course, if you are ever unsure or if it's not working for you, please send me an email and I will help guide you through that process. So I look forward to meeting you online.